me turn this light on. Hello, hello. I'm just waiting for a few people to come into the studio, but I don't want things to be long today. So I'm actually going to get started very soon. Oh, let me check my sound. See what's going on with that. Normally, ooh, check my sound. Perfect. My sound is good. All right. I'm hitting stuff on my desk. All right. So I am going to get started because I want people actually to be able to just catch this replay because I know it is a Wednesday night. It's at 7 o'clock. I normally try to do a little earlier or sometimes a little later. So today, what I want to be talking about is a topic. So this is going to be our women's playbook series. It's a short series, um, literally about the memo that some of us did not get growing up. Okay. We didn't all get the memo of how to navigate out here in the world, especially with men dating and carrying on and things like that. We didn't get that memo. And because we didn't get the memo, I'm here to give us the memo. Some of us got the memo late. We weren't at the water cooler when everybody else was talking about it. And we missed out on some of the information, okay? So some of us missed or didn't get this memo that came out. So this series is going to be all about the dating world and how to move and navigate through it, all right? Number one, to get what you want, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about getting what we want. And it's all about realizing what it is that we want, seeing what we don't want, and moving away from that and not giving it such a long time that now we look up, it's years later, and we still have not gotten anything from this. Okay. Number two, how to sift through the games. Like, a lot of us don't know how to recognize when someone's not being authentic or they're being disingenuous. We have to start to recognize how to sift through if something's real or if something is a game. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. And number three, to expose to us, us as women, what we may have actually been doing wrong and why certain things may not have worked out for us once we started dating. All right. So the first topic to this series is men are the choosers. Okay. That's the first topic to this series. Men are the choosers. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by men are the choosers? I know it sounds like it's cringy when you say it. Oh, excuse me, guys. I have my robe on today. But you see, oh, other side, Dermalift CT, giving us a little shameless plug there. Let us get all your body and skincare needs correct. Okay. So, what do I mean when I say that men are the choosers, right? What I mean is men get to choose who they want to be in a relationship with, and men choose who they are going to marry. The only time that we as women are choosing, or seems like we're choosing, is in the very beginning when we meet a guy and we express interest in him. Okay? So that's how it works in the beginning. In the beginning, the women express an interest. That's it. That's the only time we get to choose. We choose whether he's going to get sex from us. That's the other choice. That's the other area where we choose. We choose physicality. We choose if we're going to give up the buns or not. They get to choose who they move forward in a committed and active relationship with. We also get to choose if we see ourselves fitting into his life or his plan. So once we get on the date, we get to choose, like, once he's talking, like, I don't think I'm going to fit in here. I don't think I'm going to fit in with this. Okay. So that's the only time that we get to choose. All right. So every man that you meet should have a vision and a plan and a purpose for his life. Or he should be already, so he should be moving toward that purpose, or he should be already living that purpose. And if he's not, sidebar, he probably shouldn't be dating in the first place. He should probably be working on that. Okay. So women don't get to choose men. Let me tell you why. All right. We keep trying to box with God, y'all. I don't know why we keep doing it, but we keep doing it. We just keep getting in the ring with God, and we are literally losing miserably. Okay. So the reality is, men were created to be the leading energy. We know this. I teach this. Even when either party doesn't know it, your ignorance to the law doesn't make you exempt from the law. So men were created to be the leading energy. And like I said, your ignorance of the law doesn't make you exempt from the law. All right. So even if we do lead in the beginning and it relieves them of the pursuit, like, okay, so let's just say you are coming on to him. That's going to relieve the man of his pursuit of you. He's not going to have to pursue you because you're busy pursuing him. And that is going to relieve him a little bit. It's going to relieve him because he doesn't have to worry about being shut down. It's going to relieve him because he doesn't have to worry about um, you rejecting his advances. He doesn't have to worry about any form of rejection because you're coming on to him. It's alluring at first because it's easy. So when a woman is pursuing a man at first, he's going to like that because it's easy. It makes everything easy for him. He doesn't have to go after you. All right. But after a while, you continuing to pursue him begins to bore him. Like, it's boring. Men were created to pursue, not chase. So I know a lot of guys be like, if I gotta chase a woman, then I'm not doing it. We're not talking about chase. Chase means thirst. Chase implies that somebody's running from you. So a pursuit is going after something with purpose. And with a pursuit, once you get to your destination and you realize that the destination doesn't want you, you go on another pursuit. A chase means that you're continuing to go after something that doesn't want you. Those are two totally separate things. A lot of people think pursuing and chasing means the same thing, and they absolutely do not, especially not in the relationship world, okay? So men were created to pursue. Men were not created to be pursued. Okay? Unless a man is running from something, they're not created for that. Like, if a man is being pursued, it's because he's running from something. So we're not supposed to pursue men. Men were created to pursue purpose, pursue getting to their bag, pursue their career. They were created to pursue many things. All right. So let me just say this: knowing now that men are created to pursue, now that we know that they're supposed to be pursuing us, once we start pursuing a man, we then realize, like, why he's disinterested, and it's usually because while you're pursuing him, he's actually pursuing something else, and that something else is usually a someone else or something else, but it's not you. Okay. So while a man While you're pursuing a man, he's usually pursuing something or someone else because that's what they were created for. So it is never going to work out for you, okay? So let me just explain this. Men are basically pursuers of purpose and work. That's what they were meant for. So their pursuing of women is going to be very intentional and very brief. They're going to pursue you. You need to express interest, period. That's it, okay? They don't have time to be chasing you when they should be chasing purpose in their life, when they should be chasing their work in this world and what they're going to offer back to this world. That's what they should be chasing. Another thing is they are only pursuing to see if you fit into their story or to see if you fit on their page. So a man's going to pursue in the beginning. He's going to be brief. He's going to be intentional, but he needs to see if you fit in his life, if you fit into his story, the story that he has created for himself in the future. Do you fit? Yes or no? All right. So I liken a man to a train that's already moving. So trains move. They're going to continue to move, right? They stop for a second, they pick people up, and then they keep it moving. A train does not stay in the station just sitting. A train is moving and it stops at certain stations. It opens its doors. You're trying to get in? Okay, no, it closes the doors and it's on its way. You can't be a minute late for a train or it is going to take off without you. And that's how men are. Men are like a train. You got to see whether you want to get on that train or not. It's going to be brief. Once the doors open, you need to hop on. All right. This is why women should never pursue men. Let me explain. Okay. I might need some wine for this one because I see my Sip and Shine 2022 at the Diamond Riders event. Got my little glass. Let me explain why you should not pursue a man. Okay. One, as a woman, you can express interest in a man, but you are never supposed to pursue that man. Okay. Express interest, but don't pursue. And there is a reason why. Once a man knows that you're interested in him, it is up to him to call, text, and make the dates. Your only job is to express interest. That's it. How you express interest is by a few things. Letting your gaze linger a little longer than a half a second. If you see him somewhere and you look up and you see him, don't look right away. You look up, you look at him, hold the gaze for half a second and then look away. That's going to express interest, at least enough for him to be able to come over. Another way is to express interest is to just engage in conversation. When he's engaging in a conversation, engage back. Let's say you're in a public place, you're at the bar, you're at a restaurant, he comes and talks to you. Engage back. Express interest. Another way to express interest is to be a little flirtatious with him. That's another way to express mild interest in him. Um, Flirtation, things like that. All right. But once he knows you're interested, the ball now goes back to him. And now it's up to him to take it to the hoop. It's up to him to cross the touchdown line with it. You should never be taking yourself out of your way to pursue a man in any way, shape, or form. By any means, no means is it up to you to be calling all the time, texting all the time, meeting up with him all the time, inviting yourself over, asking him when you could come over, asking him where he's going to be and showing up there. Listen, you cannot do that because here's the thing, and this is the reality of it. A man will never reject an advance that a woman makes at him. We have influence in that way, and they have physical needs in that way. So a man is never going to reject an advance that a woman makes at him. Never. He's never going to reject him. All right. If you think about it, what man will ever reject an advance from a woman? That I don't even think I've ever seen it done in my life. So men, we know, are hardwired at a deep core level to protect and provide. And that also means that they're there to protect our feelings as well. So that includes all encompassing. They want to protect. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They want to protect your feelings. So they're not going to come out and be like, I don't like you like that. They usually don't do that. And ooh, let me just get to it. So a man, if he is not doing anything else, he will never say no to you, ever. If you're offering yourself up to him, he's never going to say no to you. And that goes for time, energy, sex, resources, money, whatever. Whatever you're offering up to a man, he is not going to reject it at all. Whatever you're offering to a man, he's never going to say no to it. Just understand that. And when I say he's not doing anything else, I mean when a man doesn't have anything else going on, meaning like he doesn't have a girlfriend, he's not in a committed relationship, um, he's already kind of living his life the way he's living it, he's just single, he's not doing anything else. So if he's not doing anything else, then it doesn't matter if he does something with you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're what he wants to do, what he desires to do, and what he has a preference to do. Okay? Um I have a note here and I don't even want to really say it, but we as women have to understand how we work on an unconscious and subconscious level. This is the part where we hold ourselves accountable, right? When we offer things, we are almost always, without exception, looking for a return on our investment. So I know someone want to be like, no, there's women out here that give and they give from their heart and they give and they don't want nothing in return. No. Women, we have to understand how we operate at an unconscious and subconscious level. When we are offering up anything to a man, we are almost always, without exception, looking for a return on our investment. That's really what it boils down to. It's not a bad thing, but we as women, we are the ones that need and require the resources. We need and require the resources. So when we are the ones giving out the energy and the resources, we're looking for something in return. And it's not crazy what we're looking for in return. What we're looking for in return is usually just a commitment, a little relationship. That's all we want. We don't want nothing crazy. We just want him to commit to us. We want him to realize that we're giving, giving, giving. Look at me. Look at what I'm offering you. Choose me. That's what we really are saying. That's the return on the investment that we're looking for. We're not usually looking for money back, but we are looking for when he has an opportunity to choose who he wants to be. It's like, me, ding. Look over here. Remember when I gave you that loan? Remember when I came over at night all the time? Remember when I was always over watching a movie with you? Remember when you wanted lunch and I came to your job and I brought it to you? Me, come on, choose me. That's what we're saying. We're looking for a return on our investment. When a, so men need to know this too. When a woman is doing all of these things for you, offering up time, energy, money, resources, sex, whatever, the list can go on and on. When a woman is doing all of these things for you, at some point she's coming to collect. At some point, that little bank card is coming to that ATM swipe because she wants to make a withdrawal one day. And that withdrawal is going to be, how come you haven't committed to me? That withdrawal is going to be, I thought we were an item. I thought you loved me. I thought you wanted me. I'm always over. That ATM card is coming out because we want a return. We are at some point coming to collect. So that's another thing that men need to realize. As a woman, again, I would personally advise against pursuing a man. Number one, you will never know if you are what he really wanted. That's number one. Because let me just say this, men aren't really that picky. Now, they want somebody collaborative, cooperative, um, not dumb, nurturing, dare I say submissive, and they have small personal preferences. Like, my husband likes women that danced and ran track. I did both. The reason he wanted that was because he wanted somebody that would be able to um, get back to their desired weight if they happen to gain weight. He also likes nice feet. So there's like different things that men actually want, right? So men actually want that. They got their personal preferences, but they're not really that picky. They want somebody collaborative, cooperative, not dumb, nurturing, a little submissive, and somebody that might meet their small personal preferences. That's it. That's all they're looking for. But understand that men pick and go after what they're drawn to, what they're attracted to. If you are what they want and desire, believe me, they're coming after you. There is not going to be anything or anybody that can stop him from coming for you if you were what he wanted after you expressed that interest. All right? You will never have to pursue a man that's actively interested in you. Never. You would never. Like, if a man is interested in you, you don't have to pursue him at all. Check your text. Now, y'all, let me see what my sister's talking about here. Let me see. Oh Lord, you're so crazy. So if a man is that's okay, Tiff. If a man is interested in you, there is nothing that you would have to do to pursue him at all, because you don't have to constantly call, you don't gotta constantly text, you don't gotta constantly be like, "Can I come over? What are you doing later? Is it okay if I come by? I was really thinking I wanted to watch a movie with you. I was really thinking me and you could go to the beach together." Oh my God. Listen. You will never have to do that, because the moment that a man is done with his work or doing what he needs to do, you are going to be what he's thinking about. You are going to be what he wants to call, who he wants to hang out with, and who he wants to spend his spare time with. If a man is not calling you, texting you, checking in on you, you usually are not what he wants, or he's not in a space to really date. He's not in a space to really be in a relationship. He's either pursuing his grind so actively that he really can't focus on building a relationship right now, or he's not interested at all. But either way, the first one is not bad. You just need to wait until he's ready for a relationship, or two, he's not interested and you need to move on. And that's just really the bottom line. You need to move on. I was gonna give an example, but I be telling too much of my business up here. But I will say this: that men have this thing where they're actually, when they're in the process of dating, it's actually a secret, like, to know that men pursue, so that they could get you by their side, and now they could continue pursuing what they need to pursue as far as their purpose and get into their money. So it's sad, because once they get with you, they stop that pursuit a little bit, because they're like, "You're here, we're here together, but I got to go do this. I secured you now. We're here, we're together, and now I'm going over here." But that's like once you already get together. But right now we're talking about dating. So basically, men are laser focused on what they want to go after. They don't waver like you and I do. They don't waver like women do. Men are very intentional about how they move and the things that they want. They're not flim flammy. And I think sometimes we think that they are because we are, but they usually are not. They are usually focused on getting to that bag. They usually are all about their money, how they're going to support themselves and possibly you, should you guys end up together. Um, so you're never going to be first on their mind, even once you get with him. But the moment that they put that down for a minute, you will be what's on his mind. Essentially, you're always a side chick to his money and his purpose, even when he is with you. So you got to understand that about a man. They're laser focused on their purpose. They're laser focused on doing their work in the world. But a man is never that laser focused that he doesn't make time for the woman that he wants in his life. He will always make time. So if you find yourself pursuing, calling, texting, asking to come over, it's not you, boo. It's not you. He's doing it to and for somebody. It's just not you. And if he's not doing it for anybody, that means he's in a state where he doesn't care and he's just taking it as it comes. Like, yeah, I mean, she want to hang out, so I'll hang out. She want to hang out, yeah, I'll hang out. So just understand that even when a man's with you, he's going to continue to pursue his bag. He's going to continue to pursue his purpose. All right, got it? Also, another thing. There's another thing you got to realize. A man is never supposed to put a woman above his purpose or his vision in life. So we get a little confused about that when we see that they're busy with their purpose and stuff. We're like, oh, listen, why you not making time? A man is never supposed to put you before that, because that's what makes him a man. If he starts to put you before that, in the long run, he's going to resent you and you're also going to resent him. All right? So it's never a good cocktail. If he is laser focused on his purpose, allow him to at least be that. Okay? So here's another thing. It would be beneficial and behoove us to understand how men work. All right? They don't know how we work. They don't move how we move. They don't think how we think. They don't operate and function how we do. They just don't. So that's not what they're thinking about when they're moving. We're thinking that men move like we move. They don't. Men will hang out with, sleep with, and even cuddle with women that they don't like, that they don't see a future with, that they don't see a commitment, having a commitment long term with. And they'll do it with women that they aren't even necessarily attracted to because they don't care. Just because a man hangs out with you does not mean he wants to be with you, and it doesn't mean he wants a relationship with you or to secure a future with you. I know that this sounds like super harsh, but it's basically like this. If you offer a man any type of time, money, resources, sex, he's not gonna not take it. He's not gonna not take it. Why would he not? He's bored. He don't got nothing else going on. He don't got no girlfriend. He don't got no fiance. So yeah, I will hang out with you. That man will hang out with you every single day, knowing deep down he's not attracted to you like that. Knowing deep down that he's like, I don't want to really be with you like that. Knowing deep down that this is not going to be my long term. He just won't convey that to you. But he's not going to be mean to you when you're around. I have a problem with that because I'm a little prideful. So I would be devastated if I invited myself to a guy's house or I asked him if I could come over and he said, nah, not today. Another time maybe. Oh my God, mortified. We as women have to stop thinking that everything means something. Like we're not in high school. Just because you have sex with a man doesn't mean y'all are together. Just because a man keeps sleeping with you doesn't mean that eventually he's going to want to be with you. Men are very black and white. They really are. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, they're very black and white. Just because he's doing that doesn't mean that. Just because he's sleeping with you doesn't mean he wants to be with you. Just because y'all spending time together does not mean that he's going to eventually ask you to marry him. A man can see one thing that you do wrong or crazy, file you in a certain cabinet in his head. That's who you are to him now. He can see you have a moment of craziness and he could say, I ain't marrying her. And he will continue sleeping with you. He will continue taking your money, time, and resources. He will continue letting you be around. He will continue talking to you, answering the phone for you, taking you out to dinner. And all of a sudden, you're like, when is this man going to marry me? And he's like, never. Men are the choosers. They have to pursue you. We should never be pursuing the relationship with the man, ever. Think, ask yourself this question, right? Like if you're dating a guy, or you're not even, let's not even say you're dating him, you're seeing him. Let's just say that. And you realize that the only time you guys talk is when you text him. The only time you guys go out is when you invite him out. The only time you come over is because you asked if you could come by. The only time he calls, texts, communicates is when he's responding to something that you said or you text, called, or communicated first. Sis, run. Run. Because that man's not interested in you. He's not that into you. He's just not. Because when a man is into you, you certainly will know it. There is not a time where you won't know it at all. That man will be calling you, even if it's just to say, hey, just checking in with you, just seeing how everything's going. When men watch you, it could be years later, and they're still texting and calling you like, hey, just checking in. They trying to see if you're in a relationship, trying to fill you out, see if you got somebody on your radar. It could be years later, and they still on it, still calling you, still texting you, still checking in, still popping up where they know you be at. If you are constantly the one pursuing it, it's out of order and it's never going to work. Like I said, men will never turn down time, energy, money, resources, or sex from a woman. And this is the sad part about it, right? Is that we'll be giving all this stuff. You ever see men that get married and you like, I wonder why they together. Like they don't really look like the likely couple. And it's because, ooh, I don't even want to say it. Oh God, Jesus help me. He married her because he owed her. There's a lot of men that marry women because they feel like they owe them something. That woman was there for him when he ain't have nothing. That woman was constantly calling, texting, checking in, coming over. When he looked up, she was the last one still there. And then he married her because she's given so much that now it'd be terrible if he didn't. Might as well marry her. She's been around long enough. She's been dealing with me long enough. That is not the type of marriage or relationship that you want. You want somebody that chose you. You want somebody that chose you intentionally. Men have certain attractions to women, physical attractions. You ever notice with some guys, like there's a woman that could keep manipulating him, and it's usually because he's so physically attracted to her that he can see past certain things, like she has a hold on him in some way, and it's because he's so magnetically attracted to her that she gets away with more than what most other women would. It's just uncanny. When a man wants you, you know he can't stay away from you that long. But here we go, out here playing ourselves. Here we go, out here thinking, helping him so much, giving him money, having sex all the time, hanging out with him all the time, Just because he take you to brunch or he meets you at brunch, and God forbid, like, okay, another thing. If you're talking to a man and y'all are like friends, because now that's what we call them. We be like, oh, we just friends. And he say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go down to the beach later. I was thinking a band is playing. He's content in his singleness. He don't mind going by himself. And you like, oh, I might come down there and see you. I might come down there. And he like, oh, okay. Most men are not gonna be like, oh, nah, nah, nah. Yeah, nah, why don't you stay in tonight? Now he gonna look sneaky. He not doing nothing no way. He's not with nobody anyway. He was going by himself. It was his alone time. And now you like, yeah, I'm gonna come down and check you. Yeah, I'm gonna be down there. I'll come too. Stop force feeding yourself on men. Like, here, you gonna here, take it, drink it, have it. You need to have it. Stop forcing yourself on men. I had somebody that I used to coach actually, and I used to tell her to stop chasing this man. Like, why are you continuing to chase him? Stop calling all the time. Stop texting all the time. Stop using the kids to get him to come by. Oh, such and such need this and a ride. You need to be the one. Now when he get there, you made dinner. You trying to get him to stay. Now that is a good tactic. It does work out for some of us, but again, there's exceptions to the rule, and most people are not the exception. They're the rule. You're not the exception. It does happen for some people. The guy get caught up again, and he next thing you know, but you want him to actively think about you and say, "Oh, because I could see myself committing to this person. I could see myself spending my life with this person. I could see myself settling down with this person and us being together for a long amount of time and just enjoying one another's company." You want him to say that. Women are always going to say that before men do. We're always going to see that before they do. But don't force it on them. Don't, oh, he invites you over. Now you're over every single night. Just, just because he didn't say no. My husband used to tell me this. Let me tell you how I got put on game growing up, because my dad, my brother, and then my husband started putting me on. And my husband told me in the beginning, he said that if a woman was getting too attached, because he was like, I usually wasn't seeing mad women. I just was like chilling. I was always usually by myself. If I started seeing a woman and she started kind of push herself on me, wanting to see me every day, all the time, he said I would start to manufacture situations where I couldn't be with her. Like, I would say, "Hi, Ashley." I would say, "Listen, I can't see you tonight." "Well, why?" "Oh, I got something going on. I got a little something to do." He's like, and I wasn't necessarily doing anything, but I couldn't let her think that now all of a sudden she's been over here every night for 2 weeks. Now in her mind, we're in a relationship, and I never, no, we're not. We move much faster than men do in our minds as far as relationships. Again, I've heard somebody literally say, "Oh, well, once I sleep with them, we together." And I mean, I don't know. And what book did they say that at? I don't know. Maybe the math, 1+1 carried two. I don't know. The math ain't mathing. Just because you have sex with somebody don't mean y'all together. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? No, once we have sex, I mean, I just feel like we together. Once I offer my body to you, once I give myself to you, okay, dummy, that wasn't his fault. That was yours. Sorry. Not sorry. That doesn't mean you're together. Listen, that doesn't mean you're together. Let me see this comment. This is true. P was hawking me when we first started. He actually got kind of tight with me one time saying I don't reach out to him really. Right. That's how I am too. Like that's how Tim was. He's like, you don't never call me. You don't never text. Like, because I figure when you're not busy, you'll call me. Because the moment they're not busy, you are gonna be who they think about. Heck, I haven't heard from Shorty. I hope Shorty ain't dating somebody else. Let me text her and see what she up to. Because men are already expecting for you to be like a stage 4 clinger, especially if they're a good dude, especially if they're good looking, especially if they got a little bit of money. What woman wouldn't want that? They work hard, take care of their kids. Women are attracted to things like that. I used to say this to my husband all the time. It's actually a chapter in my new book that's coming out. It's called Help Him Miss You. And the premise of that chapter of that book is stop pursuing him. Stop calling all the time. You don't want to be the one where he like, oh, here she go. His phone ring before he even look at it. He knows it's you. Y'all not together, but he know it's you because you always calling. Yeah, so what you up to? Oh, you trying to see me later? Oh, stop, please. He's never gonna say no, and it doesn't mean anything. Men don't got standards like that. Women do. We'll say no if we don't want to see a guy. Men don't say no if they don't really care, because they don't care to see you or not see you. They have no reason to say no. And you giving up buns, why would they say no? I was watching a video my sister sent me the other day, actually. And it's the woman actually said, what does sex mean for men? He said, it is I forgot the word he used, but he said it is a physical act, like basically a physical act that feels good. It's enjoyable. That man will have sex with anything in general. You're never going to turn it down if you're offering it. Never. And that doesn't mean that he likes you like that. And guess what, y'all? Here's another thing. Just he said it's a pleasurable physical act. But here's another thing. Even if he doesn't turn it down, right? He will do it multiple times. He'll keep having sex with you. He doesn't have a reason to stop. He will keep having sex, keep having you around, and it doesn't mean anything until he says it means something. So stop throwing it at him. He's never going to take a swatter and go like that. We do not get played by men. Women are intuitive enough. We see red flags quick as hell. We be playing ourselves. Literally. We see it. We know it. We know that man ain't calling us. We know he don't be texting us like that. But yet we keep putting ourselves in a lion's den thinking we're not going to get eaten emotionally. Girl, yes. Them flags be carnival fluorescent highlighter flags. And we be like, oh no. Because every time I call, he be picking up. That means he not seeing nobody else. And here's my favorite one. Girl, I be over the house almost every night. I know he ain't seeing nobody else. Kill me now. Because just, I don't even know what to say. I be over like every night, so I know he don't be seeing nobody else. And when I'm over there, his phone don't even be ringing. Wow. 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 Y'all ever heard of do not disturb? Especially if you invited yourself over And then this is another thing that women do that gets on my nerves. Let's say we meet the guy we know. See, listen. I'm about to start a niche after dark or something. It's gonna be a Patreon. It's gonna be $4.99, and I will tell you all the deepest, darkest stuff. But I'm gonna give y'all this story. When I met my husband, he had mad dates lined up. Okay, because he told me he was like, this day I'm going, this day I'm going here, this day I'm going here, this that. But me and you, we hang out Thursday. He was like, and because these were already scheduled before I met you. I'm not even with these girls. This was just like already. I'm just doing a concert with one and something, another concert over here. And I was like, oh, okay. The worst thing about it is when you know you're not exclusive with a man and you try to monopolize all of his time because you know that he could possibly be seeing somebody else. So you try to monopolize all the time so that you could kind of in your mind make sure he's not seeing somebody else. But guys, you're not exclusive. You're just dating. So I never did that. So what I did was I gave my husband, well, he wasn't my husband then, but I gave him space. Hey, you dating? I'm dating too. So we're not exclusive. And then I noticed that he called me all the time. But there was no way in the world that I was going to be calling all the time, inviting myself over, leaving stuff at the house, bags, trying to be funny. Like, yeah, we got to stop. We got to do better. We got to do better. You do not want to grow up and be a might as well wife because you was given so much time, energy, and resources that when he looked up, it was like, oh, you're still here. And I've been chasing this bag all this time and nobody else is here. So yeah, I probably might as well marry you then, because I mean you straight, you know. You don't. But if I don't leave y'all with nothing else, just remember that men will never turn down a woman's advances. Ever. And a man will sleep with, cuddle with, take money from, hang out with, suck your good energy, hang out with you, even if he doesn't want to be with you long term, even if he doesn't see himself marrying, even if he don't even like you like that. That's why you should never pursue. Because men pursue what they want. Men go after what they desire. Men go after what they are attracted and magnetized to. There will be no questions if a man is attracted to you based on how he treats you, based on how often he contacts you. You will know. But digress. Don't say that your big sister never told you, because I've said it plenty of times. Men are the leading energy in the relationship. They need to be pursuing. The moment you start pursuing them, they're bored. They have no work to do. Men like work. That is what they're here for. Work, build, develop. That's their job. At their core, that's who they are. Men like work. If you're not work for them, you're boring. You're easy, and they're going where there's work. Now, when I say work, I don't mean you being a piece of work and now he can't deal with you. I mean work that needs to get done, something that needs to be handled, something that needs to be dealt with, catered to, tended to. You need to be some work. Meaning, when he wants to talk to you, he needs to work and pick up that phone and call you. He want to see you, he needs to pick up that phone and say, hey, I'm trying to see you. But he will never have to do that if you're constantly calling him, texting him, saying, hey, I'm trying to see you. And he like, all right, no work involved. All he got to do is sit home and hear your tail come pulling up with an overnight bag before he even asked you to stay. Oh, I was figuring I might leave late, and you don't be wanting me to leave late, so he never told you you was gonna leave late. And that's, oh my God, this is my last thing. And that's even worse. When you get to a guy's house and you come late, and then he lets you stay because he's a gentleman, because he doesn't really, he shouldn't have you leaving late at night because that's dangerous. And unless he's going to be the person to give you a ride, most guys want you to leave out while it's daylight. When it's, he's not going to send you out at 1 2 a.m. back home. That also doesn't mean that he wanted you to stay either. It just means he's being a gentleman and he didn't want you to leave in the middle of the night. There's a difference between him wanting you to stay, but him not wanting you to leave and be in danger. Those are two different things. But it's even worse if it get late and he be like, all right, I'll holler, like, I see you. You know, call me tomorrow. Either one is bad until he starts saying, nah, pack your bag. I'm trying to have you stay tonight. I'm trying to have you stay over. I'm trying to have you lay up with me. I'm trying to feel your body next to mine. Let him say some swaggy something. But here you go. I'm going to come and I'm going to bring my bag. Over aggressive, over assertive, over pushing yourself. Y'all, we got to stop. Because we be out here playing ourselves. We always be like, men out here playing these games, when in reality, it's us playing ourselves. Now, granted, men do play some games, but we be having the answers. He's not really feeling me, but because in your mind, he still got you around, that means something. You tell yourself that that means something when it really doesn't. All right, y'all. So I said this was going to be short because this is a short video series because there's like 4 of them. But men are the choosers. Let them choose you. Okay? Don't wake up one day and say, oh, him, I want him. I'm going to get him. You're going to get him all right. Yep. He going to take whatever you got for him. Whatever you're trying to give, he taking it. He's not going to not take it. So that's not our job, ladies. It is never our job to be like, oh, I'm getting him. I'm going to take him. I'm going to get that. Watch me. It's not our job, ladies. Let the men pursue you. When I say that, I don't mean playing hard to get. Once you express interest and he say he want to go out with you, be available. You know, I'm not saying play hard to get, but what I am saying is let him pursue you. Let him be the leading energy. Let him make the moves. And you'll find yourself happier, less stressed, and there'll be less questions in the end for you. You'll never be asking where you stand if you let him lead, because he will always tell you or show you where you stand. But if you take the lead, you will always be confused about where you guys stand. Always. All right, ladies? So that's all I wanted to say, because I promised myself, honestly, that's why I have this wine here, that I was going to be nice. Because when I be talking to my sister, she be getting the real, like the real. Like, I don't even be that nice. I be like, because, y'all, I love y'all. Men are the choosers. Remember that, okay? I'm about to go watch a movie with my kid because I promised him movie night. I'm about to go watch a movie with my kids. But love y'all. I hope that the ones that are normally up here can catch the replay. And y'all have a good night.